Guess I'll just see if anyone shows up. If not, I'll just have a good little solo party. Tea party, I mean. I've got a sore throat, so... Hey! Jack! How you doing, mate? Is the audio working? Can you just... If you can hear me, just do like a thumbs up. Okay. Oh, good. Good stuff. Thanks for tuning in, Jack. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really sure what to do for this live stream. It's very much a sort of a last minute, final day sort of plan. Oh, ready for album release plus graduation. Yeah, mate, it's going to be a big day. It's going to be a sort of double celebration for me. And who knows, if the EP is good enough in the eyes of the people... if the EP is good enough in the eyes of the people, then maybe it'll be a soundtrack for everyone else. So, yeah, certainly will be for me. Yeah, my graduation's at 6 p.m. So, yeah, I mean, is yours at the same time? I imagine it is. Yeah, sorry if I keep, like, coughing a little bit, because, like, I've got a bit of a fatigued... Oh. Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably see you then. Looks like rain. Ah, Laura. Hello. Welcome. Looks like rain. Oh, yeah, that's a shame. I didn't mean to rhyme that. Maybe I did. Yeah. I know it's at St Mary's football stadium, which I actually worked at the stadium a couple of years ago, right before COVID. I did some shifts there through an agency. Hey, Ross, my man. Shout out to Ross Kingham. Yeah, my buddy from the vegan camp out last weekend. Great to meet you. We were just discussing graduation tomorrow. So Jack and I are both graduating at the same time, but he said it's going to rain, so yeah, that's a shame. But yeah, I'm sure we'll soldier on, and yeah, at the very least we'll have my EP to keep us company. So yeah. No worries, Laura. Thanks for tuning in anyway. Appreciate it. Good luck at work. And yeah, I'll see you on Sunday. A bit of a sneak peek for the rest of you guys. Laura and I are going to be shooting a music video on Sunday in London. I think for the first track, because that's the one that she says is her favourite. So we're going to do that. But yeah. Honestly, though, I'm so tired. Like, I can't believe it's nearly the end of July, because the last month, like Jack, pretty much from when we got back from Prague, I'm sure you had the same. Life has been so hectic, you know, like moving out of the uni houses basically like straight after Prague, and then I was like up and down to London a lot, mostly just doing job interviews. But I did get a job, actually. I've got a job as a teaching assistant at a school in North London, so I'm going to be moving to sort of like somewhere between Camden and Golders Green, somewhere along the Northern Line, basically, in probably about a month. So yeah, I was just doing that a lot, and then various other engagements, and then like trying to finish this, prep this, stuff like that. And then literally I went to the vegan camp out last weekend, which is where I met Ross, and that was great. But then I came back, and then like the morning after, which was Tuesday morning, I started my new job. I'm doing tennis coaching on a sort of summer camp for kids, just in my local tennis courts. And yeah, that's been a yeah, big up Ross. True that. Yeah, like coaching coaching has been an interesting experience, but it's been very rewarding so far in a way. And yeah, I've got 3 more weeks of it, so that's going to be a challenge, but a good challenge. Yeah, but that's what I've been up to. And then yeah, just doing like promo, obviously posts for this. You probably see on all the Instagram stuff I've been doing. Something else to say actually as well, we've got 9 minutes to go, is the EP is going to be premiering on YouTube. So I've got a YouTube video of the full EP on YouTube ready to go, and that's going to be yeah, starting at midnight. So if you guys know my channel, you can go get on like another device and set that up if you want. Yeah, I think the pre-save link on Spotify should work. I hope so. I'm not really sure how all this works. Obviously, it's my first release. The studio setups have been looking very nice, says Jack. Yeah, I've been incredibly lucky to use some amazing studio spaces. I mean, the highlight in terms of sort of big name and sort of just the amount of quality equipment in a room was definitely the Neve Room at the church studios. We did a day in there. My producer and sort of friend. Hey, it's Pablo. How you doing, mate? This is another new friend of mine, actually. We've yet to meet, Pablo and I, but we're hopefully going to be rooming together in London in about a month. Shout out to you. Yeah, Neve console. Yeah, I know. I mean, this is a bit of a personal secret, but I'd actually had gone through quite an extreme sort of heartbreak the week that I was going into the church. So it was at the end of a very difficult week for me, and so it was kind of a weird experience. Like I wasn't really in any sort of mood, but that was definitely a really nice like reset day for me. I remember being really just relaxed in that room, and yeah, being there with my producer Jack, and he was very kind and generous and very helpful, as he always is. Lovely guy, and yeah, like being told that. So the desk, the mixing desk, is actually 2 mixing desks put together. I don't know, some of you might know that, but it's actually 2 mixing desks put together. And I think they were both used, I think, to mix The Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd or something like that back in the day. And like it's a studio room that, you know, like Radiohead have done stuff there, Adele's done stuff there. Like we tried to because we tracked some piano for, I think it was, there's piano on Denim Blue, which is the second track, and also Baker Street, which is the final track. And we tried to use the piano that Adele, you know, the song Skyfall, so that was all done in that room. And we tried to use the Skyfall piano, but it didn't quite fit, so we used the other one. I think the other one's just a grand piano. And yeah, like my producer Jack was like, yeah, so Adele like stood over here and did like vocals, so I did vocals where she stood, and yeah, it was just great really to be in such a sort of esteemed and sort of quietly vibrant room to record stuff, and you hear a lot of that, those overdubs on the EP. So yeah, and a bit of the room sound as well. I think we managed to get a bit of that on there as well, which obviously is important, especially for an EP like this. Quite sort of heartfelt, quite raw, sort of folk stuff. So yeah, hopefully you'll find sort of a lot of tiny details to enjoy. Obviously it's really well mixed. Jack again did the mixing. He's really great at that, and there's a lot of nuances and subtleties and things like that. So I'm really happy with it overall. I'm really proud of it, and yeah, I can't wait to share it with you all. So yeah, I think we've got 4 minutes, 4 minutes till it drops. So yeah, thank you to you guys for tuning in. It does feel sort of weird. This is my first ever live stream, and it's sort of, I feel like I should be FaceTiming you guys. You know what I mean? I feel like you should be speaking back, but I mean, yeah, hopefully if my music career progresses, which I'm planning on that happening, if it progresses, I'll do more of these. Have you got a favourite song on the EP, says Jack. Good question, Jack, thank you. And hey, Louis, my man, great stuff. Favourite track on the EP? That's tough, actually. I mean, I do really like all of them, which I'm really happy about. I think my favourite song is probably Baker Street, which is the last one. I think just as a song, I think it's probably the best. Got to save the best till last. But like the song, the song that I'm most proud of is track 3 probably, which is A Sun Shines On. Just because I'd only written it a few weeks before we recorded it in January. It was a very new song, and it's got like a sort of picking intro, which I was trying really hard to practice. And I ended up performing it on the day that we recorded it, I think pretty nearly perfectly. And I even actually impressed myself with how well I think I played it. And there's a lyric in there, sort of I don't think it's in middle 8, but there's a section towards the end of that song where there's a sort of a couple of lines that I don't know where they came from, but I'm quite intrigued by them. I don't really understand them, but they sort of came from, I guess, the ether. I think I heard a preview of Baker Street when you were working on it ages ago. Yes, actually, I'd forgotten that. Yeah, I think I actually played it to you back in September. Yeah, I did actually. It was a very new song then. But yeah, no, I remember that. Yeah, I came around to your house and I played it. Yeah, so you'd have heard that one, yeah. Yeah, good memory. Yeah, we obviously sort of refined it in the studio, and Jack suggested a few things, and obviously he played a lot of instruments on it and built it up to be a bit more sort of fleshed it out. I mean, something I'm gonna consider doing in like maybe a week or two, or maybe later, is I've still got like rough acoustic versions of all the tracks, so I might like do a poll and see if people want me to release those, but won't do that for a while, I think. All right, 1 minute to go. There's three people watching, very grateful. What's your process for writing? Says Ross. I don't know really. I pick up the guitar quite a lot, and every once in a while. Oh, Amy Hartley, hello. Long time no see. So yeah, I pick up the guitar every once in a while. Not every once in a while, a lot. And every so often, songs will sort of just arrive. So I think a lot of the times I feel more like a conduit than a sort of composer. A lot of the songs on this EP, so tracks 2 and 4 were very much like that, and track 3, they all came very quickly. So yeah, that's how most of my songs come. All right, it's it's midnight, so I think, does that mean the EP is live? Let's check, shall we? In theory, it should be, you know. Yeah. It is out, guys. It's ready. It's there. All good. Yeah, Outside Paradise, Denim Blue, Sunshine's On, Baker Street, Outside Paradise, EP. It's done. Whoop whoop. You guys were here first. I'll never forget you 4 people who tuned in. Thank you. Yeah, so hopefully, yeah, I'll do a little listen to it here together. Yeah, I can put it on. I'll put it on now. The audio might not be very good, but we'll see how it goes.
Said she was going home tonight. On board a steam train all through her life. Before she knew me. Before she knew me at all.
It's only tea, Ross. It's decaf Yorkshire. Hey, Lauren. Otto. To those of you just joining, I've got the EP on my laptop. We're just gonna listen to it together. Feel free to sit back or go away and listen to it yourself. It is on Spotify now. Okay. Ross asks, yeah, Rose piano, well done. We used obviously guitar, vocals, bit of piano. Yes, Rose piano, as Pablo noticed. Bit of drums here and there, congas on the first track, synths, glockenspiel on the third track. Yeah, a lot of stuff really. You'd have to ask Jack though, because he did a lot of it. So, I mean, I was there, but he was doing a lot of it. There's drums in this song, you probably hear it. It's quite like subtle, but. Love those harmonies. There's also electric guitar in the song, which you'll probably hear it. Just to give it a bit of a heavier feel at points as it builds. Can you hear that guitar there? I think it's just, what's the phrase? It escapes me. Pedaling, I think. Oh, thanks, Jack. Yeah, I think that's kind of the sound we were going for. It's sort of like, I'll explain a bit more in a bit, but like, at the heart of every song is sort of me playing the guitar and singing quite raw folk, all like one take or two takes stitched together, and then we just overdubbed on top of that. So it's got that kind of old-fashioned sort of folky feel, but with all this nice polished stuff over the top. And it's all blended really well. Again, this is just credit to Jack, and also Josh Bestshaw, his friend and my mate. He mastered them. But yeah, great. Oh, thanks, Jack. All right, I'll try and answer some questions now. What are the tracks about, says Ross? Well, to answer that would sort of ruin the magic, I think, so I'm going to leave that up to you. It's up to you. What do you think they're about? Let me know, either today or the next couple of days. Let me know. Jack says, where did you get the artwork for the EP cover? Well, Jack, if you check out my last post, I posted that today actually, I explained the whole story around the artwork. From the initial inspiration of seeing this original painting three years ago, and then sort of the artists, what they contributed to it, and how it shaped the EP and all that. So if you check out my latest post, I uploaded it today. That will answer that question. Basically, it's sort of originally inspired by a JMW Turner painting that I saw, and then but I love it. I think it's such a perfect EP cover. Forced me to up my game really, because I was only going to release a single. Then the artist did this, and I thought I've got to do more. Last one, guys. Right, that's it. Obviously, if you've only listened to it through the stream, then I would recommend going away and listening to it in your own time. preferably with a good pair of headphones, because as I say, there's a lot there. Really cool spacey feel to the lyrics. Is it just reverb? For the last one, I think there was quite a bit of reverb on the vocals. Although again, you'd have to ask Jack. It's at Jack Mixes. But yeah, the last song was quite. I mean, it's quite. It's quite a wistful sort of a wistful tune, as you can probably tell. So yeah, lots of reverb on that. All right, yeah. Cheers, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I mean, I'll stay around for a bit longer in case any of you guys want to ask any more questions or anything like that. But yeah, it's officially out. I'll probably do an Instagram post after this, just so I don't have to do it in the morning. Truly Bob Dylan's protégée. Jack, you're too kind. For those of you who don't know what that's referring to, we recently went on a tennis tour. It was the final sort of farewell goodbye for the Southampton University Tennis Club. We went to Prague, and my tour T-shirt had Bob Dylan's protégée on the back. That was my name on the final night. Everyone else got really sort of humiliating or awkward names, but Jack was very kind to put that on mine. So yeah, thank you. I do try. I'm going to do my best to be even a fraction of the kind of a fraction of the musician that Bob Dylan was and still is. Who are your influences? I think my main influences would probably be Peter Doherty, known for his work with the Libertines, but I mean, I'm just an absolute fan of everything he's done. Even his album this year with Frederick Lowe is absolutely amazing. I need to listen to it more, but it's absolutely amazing. His work with Baby Shambles, really inspiring. Like, I want to go and be in a band, so I think of Peter Doherty's bands as kind of the benchmark in terms of being sort of unique and slightly original, but quite melodic. So that sort of melodic rock and roll is what he kind of calls it. And I definitely like to go into that. And he inspired me to pick up the pen and start writing poetry a few years ago, and then pick up the guitar again after I hadn't done it for a while. And he's still a shining light for me in terms of creativity and sort of living your life. I think he says like poetry not just as something that you do, but something that you actually are and something that you embody and you live. And you know, I think it's just amazing. So he's the biggest one. But then there's people like Rodriguez in terms of lyrics as well. Noel Gallagher, yeah, but Dylan obviously is quite important. Although I wouldn't say I'm that influenced by Dylan necessarily. He's a bit too abstract for me. I think you can't always tell. You know, it's like, is it fiction? Is it not? Hopefully, with my songs, you can tell that they are inspired by something real, something that's happened or whatever. Of course, there's fictional elements to my songs, but I think hopefully you can tell that they're essentially sort of like, you know, personal and emotional. I don't feel like you get that with Dylan. You do sometimes, even though he'd vehemently deny it. Like, everyone knows that Blood on the Tracks was about his breakup of his long-term relationship, his marriage, but he sort of denied it in the press and said it was all fiction. It's like, even if it was true that it was all fiction, even if you write fiction, your personal life and your own emotions and experiences are going to bleed through into it. You know, you have to fuel your creativity from somewhere, don't you? You can only draw on your own experiences and your own point of view. Even if you're writing about other people, it's still through your own eyes, isn't it? So it's going to have your own sort of your own flavour, you know, your own essence. So yeah, I mean, there's like obviously loads of influences, but yeah, Peter Doherty's probably the main one, and then yeah, I think Noel Gallagher as a lyricist is very underrated. I learnt a lot from him, and he was very inspiring for me as well when I was getting into being a sort of active creator a few years ago. I think he said something in an interview a long time ago. He said, you know, if if you have the ability or the capacity to make music, you sort of owe it to the world and you owe it to yourself. And I that sort of resonated with me, and I thought, well, I can make music, I do write and I do play guitar, so I should probably pursue that. And it's been a journey ever since, really. This is obviously a big landmark day for me in that journey, like my first sort of proper release. I've only just done sort of demos and stuff up to this point, and I've written dozens and dozens of songs, loads of which I want to record, in the next year or two. But, I'm really happy with this piece of work, and I'm very, very proud of it. I think we did the songs justice and went above and beyond in some cases of what I ever thought the songs could be. So, So I should work on getting some things out too. Yeah, absolutely. The way I think about it is I think if you think about it this way, I'm not a mathematician, but statistically most music is okay, isn't it? It's somewhere between okay and not bad, I think it's rare to hear, if you hear music, it's rare that it's actually bad, it makes you want to turn it off. That's rare. And it's also rare that you hear a song and it's oh, I need to hear this all the time. So most music sort of exists in that mediocre sphere. And that's okay. And so if you're statistically, you're going to be in that middle sphere. But that's not a bad thing. The world needs mediocre music. The world needs music that's just kind of nice and okay, average, for want of a better word. And even if that's your destiny, if my destiny was just to make kind of nice-ish music for people on a small scale to enjoy, I'm happy with that, because I don't have many ambitions in terms of sales or kind of career, I can do other things to make money. So for me, music is just something I'm going to do on the side. And if it ever becomes, I'm obviously going to try and sort of gig and start getting into that just because I want to. But, whether it happens or not isn't really up to me. There's a great Michael Caine quote that I read recently, which he says, success in the kind of way we think about it, which means just money. Success from art really is, it's a mixture of luck, timing, and God. And I think that's pretty much what I would say. I'll make it if I'm supposed to make it. Jack, you'll make it if you're supposed to make it. But if you want to make music, and you can, you should. You absolutely should. And we obviously we worked on some stuff last year. You had that really good song with that great riff in it that we were working on. You should work on getting that out. Find somebody who will record you, or if you can record yourself, and find somebody to mix it and master it and just put it out. The first thing I ever released was just a demo of me playing a song live in my garden, actually, out here. Part of me still thinks that's the best song I've ever released in terms of actually as a song, as a sort of 2.5 minute piece. It's kind of got everything, but it's quite a shitty sort of version, but I think it works, and that was just to get me going. You don't have to start with kind of amazing thing. The first recordings that any artist ever does, they're not going to be amazing, are they? Bob Dylan's first album, it's mostly covers. There's 1 or 2 original songs, and it's nothing special. It barely sold. Same with David Bowie, his first album. It's actually awful. It's really bad. So what I was saying before, David Bowie's first album, if you listen to it, you have to go and find it, but if you go and find it, it's actually awful. It's really bad. It's so bad that they then marketed his second album as his first album. They gave it the same name to try and basically make people forget that he made the first one. Everyone thinks that his first album was Space Oddity, but it's not. That's his second album. His first album is just it's so bad. I can't really explain it. It's just so not Bowie, and it's just so, I don't know what it is. It's very rare for any artist or band to sort of come out of the blocks flying with their first release and conquer the world. That's very rare. That happens to the Beatles, Oasis. Oasis obviously eventually faded away after their third album. And the Beatles are the Beatles. Some bands only do one album, like the Lars or the Sex Pistols. but these are flashes in the pan. Great bands like Fleetwood Mac or even Pink Floyd, they're big albums. It's like their 6th, 7th, sometimes 8th album actually, where they finally smash it commercially. You know, they've gone through several lineup changes and all that. So my point is, like, if you start now, don't think, oh, I've got to make it now. Like, have a 5, 10, 20-year plan and do it for you. You know, do it for you. Don't do it for anybody else. Do it because you really want to do it. And it feels important to you to make music and make exactly the music that you want to listen to. Like, I've listened to this EP a lot. It's been finished for a few weeks and I've been listening to it a lot. I dig it. I like it, you know. It's a certain style of music which I'm not always up for listening to. Like, recently I've been really into bands again and a bit more punk, harder stuff. So this is quite sort of soft, melodic, relaxing music. But for what it is, I think it's good. I think it's worth listening to, you know. There's something there, I think. You know, whether it's lyrically or melodically or instrumentally or the sort of vibe of it. You know, I think there's enough there in the 4 songs that you can listen to it again and get something more out of it. And that's really good, you know. So yeah. Bring your guitar to Vegan Camp Out next year. I'll bring my guitar if you bring your guitar. And even if you don't bring your guitar, Ross, I'll still bring mine. I'll promise on this live stream, I'm going to promise to bring my guitar to next year's Vegan Camp Out. That's what music is all about. Do it for you. Yeah, I agree with that. That's what I was saying, yeah. Good. I'm going to go to sleep for the day's events tomorrow. See you there, and then we're done in the release. Thanks, Jack. Thank you so much for tuning in. It means a lot. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy the EP in the next day or two, if you get a chance to listen to it again. It's now up, you know, I don't want to say forever, because forever doesn't really exist, but it's up for the foreseeable future. And yeah, there'll be more content coming out. Going to make some music videos, things like that. And yeah, there'll be more stuff on Instagram, polls and things like that after a week or two, like what people's favourite songs are and stuff. But yeah, go to bed, Jack. It's all right. I'm probably going to do that soon. I'll stay up for a bit. But yeah, see you tomorrow, man. And yeah, take care in the meantime. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, if anyone wants to leave, by the way, don't feel I don't want to keep anybody up. But yeah, I don't know really. I haven't really got a plan to end this live stream, but yeah. Okay. I mean, I have got a guitar here, to be fair. I've had this guitar since I was 7. It's very old. Congrats, dude. Have a good night. Yeah, have a good night too, man. Thank you for tuning in as well. It means a lot. And yeah, I have seen your email, and I'm going to look at it tomorrow before I go to graduation. But yeah, thank you, and see you soon, man. Yeah, I guess I could show you a bit. I could just show you the songs on the EP. This section will be for the sort of music nerds, I guess. I like this song because it's in F. It's a round of chords I had for ages. Starts with F. I think it's like a G7, but not like that. It's the high string is actually an F. It's got a cap on the first fret. That's what I'm doing. And then it's a B flat add 6, I think. A nice open sound. So the F note rings out the whole time. And the chorus, I bar that B flat. Pedal the 9th a lot. The harmony, I think, does the 9th, and then it's back to the F. and then to the classic C7. Yeah, very simple. I thought I had quite a bluesy like vibe, but I'm not really good at my genres. It's quite simple, just 4 chords. That's where the first line came from. Said she was going home tonight on board a steam train. I think I sung it in like a... Said she was going home tonight. Something like that, you know. That's how it started, as like a sort of joke. I thought, actually, I quite like that. If I Yonas that up, sing it really sweetly and softly, do it my own way, it'd be interesting. And then yeah, it was a half-finished song. And then I was with my producer on the first day of recording in his flat in Brixton, where he was living at the time. This is back in September. And he was just miking me up. And I was just playing around on his guitar, lovely guitar, acoustic. And I played those chords, and he just sort of stopped and was like, oh, what's that? That's really nice. And then we went and finished it together in his living room. And then that was it, and then we recorded it. All in one day. So that's the story of the first track. And then I gave it its name because I was reading a book called This Side of Paradise by F. Scott Fitzgerald at the time. It's his first novel. And yeah, I sort of riffed on that. Congratulations, I hope graduation goes well. Enjoy it. Much love, brother. Yeah, much love to you too, Ross. Thanks for tuning in. And I'm sure we'll be in touch. But yeah, good night. I realised I've got to get up pretty early myself, so I'm going to do that. But yeah, good night. And yeah, enjoy the EP. And yeah, all right. I guess we'll call it there. I'll try and stop it, but yeah. All right, peace.